How's it going, guys? The new patch just came out and we have quite a few new cards, but honestly, I don't believe any of those cards are gonna make it into an actual good meta deck, so instead of trying to pull off something that's not supposed to get pulled off, I just went the other route, and I'm gonna show you how you can actually farm all of those people that are trying to actually make use of those cool new cards, but they're just not that good. When the patch came out, I just went with some weapon rogue action, and we had generally a pretty good win rate with it, even though some games definitely felt like we get scammed. Anyway, I'm gonna give you a detailed guide about this deck so you know how to be really effective with it and climb some nice and quick wins with it. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget you can hire me for some Hearthstone coaching. Now, let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
Here's the variant I used, and depending on the meta you're facing, you will maybe want to be switching some of these cards. For instance, Tentacle Grips are a little bit on the heavy side. If you're facing way too much board-centric matchups like Shamans and such, maybe a couple of straight-up Phantom Knives might make more sense. Maybe a second Tarslick instead of something like one of your stick-ups, and so on and so forth. It really comes down to the meta you're facing, cause yeah, the deck does not handle wide boards all that well in its current state, but you definitely have plenty of reach this way. The main gist of the deck is, ideally, you want to be playing turn 1 Dig for Treasure, so you can get yourself a coin, as well as your Swarthy Swordshiner. On turn 2, ideally, you will want to be playing your Quick Pick. Less ideally, you just hero power, and in both cases you usually ideally swing, if you already have the Swarthy Swordshiner, that is, because even though you are going to be bringing your weapon down to a 1-1, on turn 3 you're going to change the durability back to a free, so you're not adding durability, you're changing it. So it's basically a free swing, a free card draw with the Quick Pick, and the free 1 mana damage, and same with the hero power without the card draw. On turn 3, again, ideally you play the Swordshiner, and you start buffing. An amazing thing to also be doing on turn 3 after the Swarthy Swordshiner would be to prep a Harmonic Hip Hop with the free damage on the weapon. You definitely would rather play the Harmonic Hip Hop in this state instead of the red one with the free damage to the face, even though the free damage to the face also has its place, especially when you're just trying to finish off the opponent. But on turn 3 or 4, what you want to be doing is you really want to start amping up the damage, so you can close out the opponent as soon as possible. The thing about this deck is you don't really want to be seeing anything bigger than turn 6 at the latest, because usually you're just not going to be able to handle that long game. Even though against some opponents it's just a matter of time, they don't really handle your super big weapons, like you can literally have above 15 damage on your weapon with ease. But yeah, basically, the sooner you start buffing, the bigger the gradual damage will be, because plus 2 extra damage on turn 3 equals plus 8 damage across 4 more swings, so it definitely piles up. So the sooner you get the weapon bigger and better, the better. On turn 4, again, it would be ideal for you to be amping up the weapon's damage again. You don't just want to be playing a Swordshiner, for instance. Like, if you have the option to maybe double Valera's Gift for double poison for 4 mana instead of just adding 2 more durability and 2 more damage, that would be the better play for you. Because on turn 4, you're gonna have still 2 durability, so it would be much better for you to actually amp up the damage even more to the best of your ability. And on turn 5, when you're down to 1 durability, that's when you want to be playing the Sharp Shipment. A, you probably did more damage the turn before, and B, the opponent is gonna be asking yourself, do you have the durability, or should I actually hold on to my freeze, hold on to my potential Viper, that kind of stuff. So you're also baiting the opponent into thinking maybe you do not have the Sharp Shipment, and that way that might change their play as well. After that, it's basically anyone's guess, but even if your weapon is gone, you should be able to actually deal a substantial amount of damage from hand, given you have 2 Eviscerates, you have the Harmonic Hip Hops on the other side for free damage straight to the face, you have a couple of Tentacle Grips with this one, and also don't forget Tarslick can go face, and Stick Up also has a few options that go face, like the 5 damage 4 mana, 4/4 with Lifesteal, also the 2 mana deals free damage, that kind of stuff. Going through the cards, we have a couple of preps. Those are usually going to be used for something like a Dubious Purchase on turn 2 or 3, or so you can actually discount your Mic Drop for a good finale that way, or even just to play Mic Drop as a finale and then still do something like a potential top deck Harmonic Hip Hop. You could also use it for your Sharp Shipment, that kind of stuff. Couple of Deadly Poisons. Obviously amazing in the deck, but you're obviously not going to be looking for them in the early turns. You'd rather play this around turn 3, turn 4 usually. Couple of defense you can handle, starship pieces, taunts, starships, that kind of stuff. Don't forget, if you actually silence a starship piece, let's say an Arcanite defense crystal, not only did you deal with a taunt and a death rattle 6 armored, but that's also not going to be going into the starship itself. It's no longer a starship piece for the opponent, so that's a very, very good target for the Deafen. Dig for treasures, amazing to get your swarthy sword shiner on time, so it's ideally played on turn 1. But don't get discouraged, even if you draw both your swarthies before the dig for treasure, in some cases it's actually still good, because we also have gear shift. So as long as you manage your hand in a way that the swarthies are on the far left, at least one of them, you can actually shuffle them back and still get yourself some dig for treasure action. And that's another thing with this deck. You gotta be smart with the cards you're using in your hand. Like, if you have 2 copies of a card you're planning on using, one of them, ask yourself, would a gear shift be a good top deck? Would it be good for you to actually shuffle that left card back into the deck, or should you use it first? Like, if I have a couple of deadly poison, one on the far left, one on the far right, I'd probably use the left one first, because I do indeed want the deadly poison now. Also, if I have both the swarthies, if I have one on the left, one on the right, I'd rather use the one on the right. You usually only need one, so I would be very happy shuffling this guy back into the deck. And also don't forget, you could be giving the opponent extra information if you use a different swarthy instead of the one that gave you the coin. As long as the opponent's paying attention, he's gonna know a good portion of your hand in that case. So yeah, definitely think about what would be the better choice for you when thinking about gear shift situations. Stick up, you're usually going to be using it for removal. You could actually get some healing out of it, a little bit of phase damage potential. But obvious, you are going to want to play this thing once you discover out of it, as long as it's decent, that is. In some cases, you could also just use it to activate a combo effect without actually wanting to use any of these. But yeah, in most cases, you are going to want to actually utilize that finale out of it, that quick draw. The Tarslick, it can go face. It also deals straight up 2 damage to the opponent's minions if you use it on those, because the double damage takes up first, and after that the 1 damage occurs, so it is always going to be 2 damage on a minion. And it's a pretty good way for you to actually handle some wider boards with something like Phantom Knives out of this. You could also use a Deafen for 4 damage instead of 2 that way, and so on and so forth. Valera's Gift, usually used for extra deadly poisons, but sometimes even the backstab makes sense, and other times the Phantom Knives makes a lot of sense, especially if your hand has bricked. Getting yourself 1 extra card draw could help you actually curve into something better. The Eviscerates, usually used as finishers. In some cases you might want to be using them as control tools if the opponent has something way too big, way too early. But ideally you want to be using this as a hand burn for the opponent's face. Harmonic Hip Hop, like I said, the first time you draw this, it's always going to be in this form. It doesn't matter which turn it is, it's always going to be in this form the first time you see it. And the next turn, it's going to switch back to the 3 damage and +1 attack to your weapon. And in the early turns, you'd much rather have it in this form. You could use the 1 damage to poke something for the opponent, like a frog, like a 2-1 starship piece, that kind of stuff. But in the later stages, you're not going to be super sad actually using it as the 3 damage to the face, 1 damage to the weapon. It's still basically a 2-mana Eviscerate, if we gotta be completely honest. And it's also 3 damage to the face without caring if there's a taunt on the board or not in that case. But in general, if you just need this to swing 1 last time for the opponent's face, you don't care which form it is, it's always basically 4 damage. The quick pick is absolutely massive in the deck. Like, if you manage to start building a big quick pick instead of just a hero power, you're gonna be much better off regarding your card draw. But if you don't get this thing on 2, the latest at 3 in some matchups, you cannot really afford to wait around for it. You just hero power and start building the hero power. Yes, not drawing like 3-4 extra cards across the game is not going to be super ideal for you, but sometimes the game does not need to be ideal. Like, you just start blasting and hope that that's going to be enough. We also have Tentacle Grips in here. If you do want the tentacle out of it, you are going to have to make this into a combo, but a lot of times you actually don't even care about the tentacle, you just do it for the 3 damage burn. So don't get too far out of your way for the 1-1 Chaotic Tendril. You're not exactly looking for anything out of that Chaotic Tendril anyway. So don't think you actually need to get this thing done. I don't even know if there's a 1-mana or 2-mana spell the Tendril can actually cast to ruin your weapon. It's obviously going to be a random BS, so be careful, but Yeah, I don't think there's a 1-mana or 2-mana equip a different kind of weapon or destroy your weapon somehow, so at least you got that going for you, but definitely do not go out of your way for this stupid card. We also have a couple of mic drops, pretty decent for the card draw. It also gives you extra attack if you manage to do a finale with it. And honestly, a lot of the time you should, because 3 mana draw 2 cards. What is this? Classic Arcane Intellect. So yeah, try to be using this for the +2 attack as well. It's basically a deadly poison plus draw 2, so pretty decent like that. The Swarthy Sword Shiners, pretty cool. Like I said, they do change your durability on the weapon, so you could be swinging the first time for free, basically. You normally don't need a second one, but in some cases you're actually gonna be, if you don't get any of the good hand buffs, if you don't get any of the good weapon buffs anyway, maybe you just play this guy on turn 3, swing, on turn 4 swing again and play another Swarthy, get back to free durability, and maybe then start building the damage somehow. Some games that's actually gonna be the viable option for you. And we also have Dubious Purchase, just a single copy in this one. You could get a lot of card draw like this, also the Random Destroy ain't too bad. But in some cases you don't even care about the Random Destroy, you just play it as, if you don't have a prep for it and it's turn 4, you just play it as 4 mana draw free and still feel okay about it if there's nothing better to do. And lastly the Sharp Shipment, pretty good to get yourself even more durability this way. Like this way, with the Swarthy you can go up to a 7 durability super big weapon. But again, do not try to rush playing this thing. Not only are you probably getting less damage with this thing if you play it sooner than you should, but also you could get yourself Vipered a lot more effectively. Like, it's gonna be a lot less powerful for your opponent to Viper a 5-1 weapon instead of a 7-free weapon. So definitely try to use this when you're down to 1 durability. I'm not saying pass on turn 4 if you literally have nothing other than 2 Sharp Shipments and a Swarthy. But if you have better options, definitely think before you drop the shipment. In some games, even if the opponent destroys your weapon, you are going to be able to rebuild another weapon nice and quick. You gotta be smart about those matchups though. Like, if you see an ETC against you, it's probably a good idea not to be buffing your weapon all that much. Try to be drawing a bunch of cards instead, while still applying a good amount of damage to the opponent's face. So even if he does go for a Viper on something like a 5-1 weapon for you, you can still just Hero Power Swarthy and start smacking with a 3-2 weapon now. And you can still actually take some games back home like that, but it's definitely not going to be ideal. Matchup-wise, it's a very polarizing deck. You're going to be getting free wins against Zerg Death Knights, pretty good against Protoss Priests, Protoss Rogues, decent against Protoss Mage, Grunter Hunter usually great, but other matchups would be pretty horrible for you. You're also amazing against Warlocks, but the matchups you're going to be scared about would be any Druid, fast Zerg Hunters, and also Terran Shamans. Terran Warriors, some people think it's a bad matchup. It's kind of a 50-50. Get your head down, Kris. God damn it. There you go. But yeah, it's a pretty polarizing deck. Some games it really doesn't matter what you do. The matchup is just that bad. And some other games, the mulligan for you is just horrible. You just never get your quick pick, which is okay, but never getting the Swarthy too, that's a little bit too much for most. Mulligan-wise, it's a pretty simple mulligan, really. You always want to get your Dig for Treasure. If you do not have your Dig for Treasure, you also want your Swarthy. Don't keep both of these together, no matter they're both at the top of the list. Quick Pick, also absolute MVP. And try to, if you don't have either the Quick Pick or the Swarthy, or the Dig for Treasure, or the Gear Shift, hard mulligan for any of those cards in that case. Don't keep literally anything. You're not gonna keep Shipment, you're not gonna keep Prep. Maybe if you have a combo, Prep, Dubious Purchase, but even then this is super weak for you. Like, that's a turn 2 play, and you're not equipping a weapon on turn 2, you're already behind. So no, if you don't have any of these 4 cards, hard mulligan for them. You really need to do something on turn 1, you really need to equip a weapon on 2, and you really need to start swarvying on turn 3. I guess an alternative to that kind of play, like if you have Prep and Sharp Shipment, in that case, you might actually be able to go for a turn 2 Hero Power, turn 3 Shipment stuff. In which case, you're not going to be swinging on turn 2, so you actually have yourself a 3-4 weapon on turn 3. Maybe if you also have a Poison in that case, you could literally have a turn 3 5-4 weapon to start blasting. That can be enough. But like I said, the ideal plan would be turn 1 this, turn 2 that, turn 3 this. And around turn 5 Sharp Shipment kind of deal. And on the coin, again, much of the same stuff. Again, Quick Pick, Dig, Swarthy. The shipment's okay if you already have some of the first cards. The prep is okay if you have some of the first cards. And if the hand warrants it, like if you're already curving out amazingly well, you definitely could start keeping even hand buffs. But again, be smart about it. Be really smart about it. Play out the game in your head. And ask yourself, I'm doing this on 1, this on 2, this on 3. Well, in this case, I can actually hold on to even to a 4 play. Like if you have already 1 mana dig and 2 mana quick, you can keep pretty much a lot of weapon buffs after that. Especially things like mic drop. Like if you have dig, quick pick, mic drop, and deadly poison, that's actually amazing because turn 1 you dig, turn 2 you quick, turn 3 you swarvy, turn 4 you deadly poison, finale mic drop, and who knows, maybe coin out another deadly poison because you have a coin from dig for treasure. So that's what I'm saying. You have to be really, really effective, really efficient with this deck to really make the most out of it. It's not rocket science, God knows it ain't, but it definitely requires a little bit of extra skill to actually pull the most out of it and get wins you're not supposed to and pull off lethals as soon as turn 4 and 5 in some cases. Well, not turn 4, but turn 5, definitely plenty of those. The deck is basically free to play, literally no legendaries in here, the epics are pretty decent, and the Tar Slick is not even super important, so if you don't have that one, you can just pass on it. The preps are core cards, so you don't care about it, so the only epics would be the Swarvies, so this deck is literally like 1,000 dust. Hope you enjoyed the guide, and if you did, a like and subscribe would really help. And now, let's check out some of my games on my road back to top 100 legend. Hope you enjoy.
For the glory of the Horde, I'll blast you to smithereens.
Okay, what do we have here? A weapon. We are against the Shaman. I'm gonna try like this, but I'm not very confident it's a good idea. Slow ass Shaman.
In the rear with the gear.
Yeah. I wish they make these start of game effects a little bit faster.
Launch time. Ready to plunder.
Of course, he gets the armor one. I can silence it. But I won't.
Set it down and I'll sign it up.
Launch time.
Or should I? I think I should, man. That way that's not gonna be in the starship. Obviously the 3-4 would be even more important to get done like that, but we don't know if he has that one. We know he has this one. Okay, there's the new stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and load this thing nice and big. I like him thick. I like him chunky.
Twist and deadly.
Launch time.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Hope it lands. Just a filth. I did not get my, oh I did, there you go. Well, luck at a draw basically, luck at a draw. The 50-50.
Ready to plunder.
Of course he keeps on getting the fucking armor over and over, huh? Get it again, bitch.
In the rear with the gear.
That ain't bear.
Launch time.
How's it going, Douglas? Doing good, man? How you been? How you doing? Don't get a pop-up. No more spells for him, it seems. Looks like a good game to me.
You win this one.
Thanks, man.
Versus Tamsin. Obey the swarm.
Yeah, that 2-taunt spell destroys my whole career, don't it? Prep and this is good, but I'm just gonna hold on to gear shift and hope to get the weapon on time. Okay, we got this thing. Do I coin gear shift? Let's see the top deck. If I top deck the quick pick, I don't need to. Son of a gun. Son of a motherless goat. Can we get the golden boot anymore? I don't think we can get anything golden out of this. I did see the boot, but nothing golden. Flint with the follow. Thank you very much, Flint. Have you by any chance watched Black Sails? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Where my damage at?
Down and I'll light it up.
Thank you very much for the subscribe. Probably not, Douglas. Think I'd still rather just hero power and pretend I'm gonna get it. Yeah, this thing never rolls golden. You could get the boot, but not golden. Should I wait out the dubious? He is gonna do something big soon. No. Ain't nobody got time for that. Another Swarvy would be hella slow, but Would +2 damage really change all that much way things are going? I don't think it will. We were kind of on the slow end. This guy healed. Not very happy, but no harmonic hip hop or anything like that. Might as well do this. I don't know. Feels weird, but feels like we're curving less than optimally again. Not very desirable curves, you know? Come on, mic drop, hip hop, some. A little some. That'll do. Smackerdoodle in the noodle. We have silence, we have this, so we have enough for lethal next turn with a tentacle. This matchup is always good, weapon or no weapon, the hero power gets the job done. Of course, getting extra card draw helps, but it's far from a necessity, it's a privilege.
Finally, I can rest in peace.
Cool. Didn't know that actually worked that way, but we live, we learn. 20 damage showing, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. I can land 20 right now. I'm gonna land 20 right now. This guy getting buffed consumes a little bit on the shitty side, but sure. Sure. At least we know he doesn't have any more. Where that came from, and we should get some reach out of this. Best he can do here is heal for 6 out of Symphony, and I still haven't beat with my weapon. The Reborn Taunt don't get it. Should be fine. There he goes. It's not good enough, Chief. It's not good enough. Oh, man. Could have been a dick and top decked it, but I ain't no dick. I ain't no dick. Cocksucker. Idiot.
Vengeance for the fallen.
I'll blast you to smithereens.
Okay, weapon time. I don't think I keep these though. They are for turn 4. Yeah, we have time for that. We gotta find my pirates. Yarr. There's that shite drop. With mic drop, I'd rather not swing on turn 2. Yes, lower chance to me to get the pirate, but bigger chance though. Okay, there you go. Now we swinging. Now we swinging. This skin for a diamond skin, like Blizzard, are you fucking kidding me? This thing has literally 144 pixels on it. Look at how pixelated those wings are, dude. It's not even funny how pixelated this shit is. Let's go 4K. It's ugly and it's pixelated is what it is. Like, come on, Liz. You're asking people good money for that skin. No, you can still see it pixelated as dick.
Sit down and I'll end it up.
Oops. It got worse when I dropped it, by the way. That was 3K looking. No, that's 4K. Bit better like this, I guess. I'm gonna go like this then. Mulligan. If I swing, I'm overdrawn, but I kind of give a fuck. I'm gonna go and do this then. I could have actually waited to potentially prep a hip hop. Could have been good, you know. Thanks for the follow, Steely. Steelix.
I can tell your future before it even happens.
There's that hip hop. Again, I'm burning, but again, I don't give a fuck. Okay, so next turn, we do have 8 damage from hand as it stands. With 6 mana to work with the weapon nice and juicy. Let's see. 27. Yeah, 27 is my max damage, and I can silence a couple of taunts. If there's no taunts, I can go 29. Wait, what am I talking about? 17, top 19.
Time is slipping away.
I can forget that.
What? Oh well, it gave him lifesteal too. Thanks, man. Theo again with the Discover Hunter. Let's hope he doesn't discover the taunts again.
I'll blast you to smithereens.
Okay, this time my hand's looking a bit better. Turn 1 dig, turn 2 weapon, turn 3 equip, coin, prep, mic drop, turn 4 that thing, I'll allow it. Of course it denies me the quick pick action, but getting a 7 damage weapon on turn 4, I will allow that. Another Swargy. Don't bait me. Good sneeze. Yeah, shit. Ah, jeez, Rick. That's cool.
Set it down and I'll stand it up.
Am I gonna able to finish this race before he does? Is it ever worth the double tentacle there?
What cause?
I have a feeling he might have his Evolve bullshit. Adaptation chambers, or what the fuck were they called? Which card to remove from Discover Hunter to put the new minion? Really hard to say, man. I'm not a big Discover Hunter player to begin with, so wouldn't know what the real core cards... I mean, I know what the real core cards are, but I don't know exactly what to do on that case. Banana! Nice. No prep. Come on, man. It's over. It's over. Shit. That's a lot of damage. Double poison. I could get quicksand out of this. If it flops, I'm gonna just sharp shipment. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Didn't get it. Well, I can heal. Yeah, just a free heal in that case. Would have been nice if it gave me the straight up damage, but it didn't. Got him. Alrighty, we're back. Warlock. Should be easy.
Hedges versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine. I'll blast you to smithereens.
I can keep it like that. Perfect. The only thing better than this would have been if this was a straight up dig for treasure. But I really can't say no to this. That's a mild shame though. Should I just prep Dubious it? Feels like it. Not very happy about that. He slowed me with a turn, but that taunt was not gonna kill itself. Do I even need my Swarvy the way things are going? I could just quick pick and coin out Valira's gift, and that way I'm gonna be on track. I have both these, so I don't need to skip a turn for that. Definitely a little bit late to the party. Fashionably late right there. Prep off the top would be nice. Ugh, fuck me, man. Where the hell runs ETC? Well, I'm still going for it. It ain't gonna go itself. I'm just gonna have to rebuild it. He's going slow, we're going slow, but this is in his favor, obviously. What you got there, buddy? Put down the gun. It's not worth it to risk it. Drop the biscuit. Drop the brisket, damn it! No, apparently he doesn't have it. Or he's baiting me out. Feels like he's baiting me out, but cannot afford to fuck around and find out, you know? I cannot afford. If I do this... No. I'm gonna go like this. Door schlick schlick.
Last time.
If he destroys my weapon, I'm gonna be playing this Swarthy, so that this one can go back into the deck if I get my 2 gear shifts. One of my 2 gear shifts. He was indeed baiting me. The bitch. But we didn't take the bait too hard. He was not the master baiter he thought he was.
Set it down and I'll light it up.
We can rebuild it, we have the technology. That's the neat thing about these tech cards. Still lose even with a tech card. What's the point, man? Shit, dude. That's a problem now. Healing for 16. A little bit on the problematic side, I can tell you that much. Sitting at 21, he says, nonchalantly. Right now I'm sitting at not that much damage from hand. Still have plenty of damage left in the deck, but what I have right now is 11, so 10 off. I guess I could do this as well, but he did heal, so I'm gonna have to resort to other means. Gotta heal a little and such. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that then. It's free real estate. Good job at tracking, deck tracker. How much does he have? 6, 8, 11. We're dead to Kerrigan. Still have another Deafen in there. See a hip hop perhaps. There it is. I'd rather do it like that so I'm not dead to Symphony. I didn't count well enough though. Am I still dead to Symphony? Some of Symphony at least. 7. Yeah, he needs 6 damage, so I'm dead to Symphony still. Is he gonna play it last? Well, if it gets the +6, he misses. Hero power is lethal. Fuck me, man. That was lame. A little bit on the lame side, not gonna lie. Him getting all the healing, the ETC, the fucking pop guard with healing and damage. Sure, buddy, sure. Of course you did. Of course you did. Of course you done did that.
I must protect the wild. I'll blast you to smithereens.
Okay, that'll do. Hasuna. The sooner the better. Wouldn't mind top decking a prep, I can tell you that much. Would be pretty good with the harmonic. So I can harm him. Not gonna be able to harm him, but next turn I can do that.
Sit it down and I'll eat it up.
My durability is running a little bit on the low. Surely we're gonna find the thing on time. There you go. Next turn we get the sharp harmonic with the coinage. I'm in danger. Or am I? It's a big ass weapon for a turn 5, I can tell you that much here. Fun fact, I don't have a single... No, I do have a single poke for his mouth if he gets Divine Shield, but he needs to have exactly Construct into Artanis Hero Power. I don't think he has that. Oof, don't get 15. They don't run 15. I mean, 15-15 is what I'm trying to say. Hate to break it to you, but I broke your neck. Bitch. Of course you do. Okay, yeah, Weapon Rogue definitely should be climbing a lot for a lot of people on these early days of the new cards. Do believe a lot of people should be doing hella fine with this one right about now. Yeah, check out the new top 5, it's still as strong as ever. Grab yourself some good decks to slap some easy legends with. See you guys on Thursday, and have a good rest of your day.